Hello, you guys. I've been gone most of May and almost more than half of June. And I didn't really want to think about my social media in that time. I didn't post for a month, but I'd open up my statistic hoping that someone would have possibly come across my videos and somehow the counts grew even though I wasn't active. But then I asked myself if that would keep me accountable. You see, something like making videos has no immediate feedback loop. There isn't a viral instant movement or something that would benefit me in any way. So I fell off. And for someone who is in a constant cycle of trying to do my work and find consistency, maybe I experienced that burnout for the first time ever. But even with spring cleaning and the vacation, I couldn't get my drafts, my videos, and the ideas out of my head. So I did some introspection, and the first thing I felt was ashamed. Because for someone who talked big about consistency, knowing that I gave up was a big slap to my face. The second part was I found a different way to cope whenever I was faced with uncomfortable questions like why I wasn't making any progress. And like some people who are addicted to smoking or drinking, I pulled up my favorite shows to watch. And although both of those reasons haven't been completely overcome yet, my biggest problem was that I was stuck. I wasn't at the start line with no idea about where I want to go. I wasn't even in the middle where the video was filmed and only editing it was left. I was at the tail end of it, at the 90% where I had completed the video with only a minute to go. But at that time, my mind was constantly flooded with questions like, do I even make good videos? How is this the result I produced after 10 plus hours of editing? And I had a bunch of other things to do, and I could have just filled my time up with it. But I didn't want to leave the thing I loved the most unfinished. And if you are a perfectionist like me, stuck at whatever stage of your race, I can assure you that after today, you will follow through on every single thing that you want to do, no matter what. We need to first start by analyzing our problems. Why do we never finish what we start? Number one is that we might be setting bad goals. We either do not set goals that help us or our life purposes. Those goals might be too big for us at this moment. Like becoming a billionaire when you don't know the baby steps to get there, or not having the bandwidth to get those goals, or the time of the day to even make progress on it. The second problem is indulging in temptations and distractions. With a world full of colorful distractions like social media, a smartphone, and everything in between, immediate satisfaction might triumph the arduous process of getting to a more fruitful goal. The third problem might be something that we all struggle with: procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow is the biggest lie ever told. It's a tomorrow that's never going to come. Now, there are a lot of stages of procrastination. Just because you keep delaying stuff doesn't mean that you are lazy or undisciplined. But you need to pinpoint the cause of your procrastination. Do you not want to start at all? Do you want to give up because of a lack of resources? Or are you scared of everyone finding out about the things that you are working on and you failing despite of everything that you do? The fourth problem might be you have poor time management. Maybe you always have too much to do. Your day is packed full and you genuinely do not have the time or energy to get to what you need to do. So we often give up. It saves us the trouble of having to follow through on our plans and the guilt from not doing what we long to do. We now need to counteract each of those problems. The number one solution is never trust a "you're just lazy" thought. There is always going to be a sacrifice to make. When we see the size of the sacrifice, may it be leisure time or me time or any time that you take longer than necessary, we might not want to give it up. Here, willpower becomes more necessary than motivation. We need to activate our willpower and discipline if we want to get to our goals. Think of a negative outcome you will be if you keep going the way that you are. Maybe you will be unhappy in a monotonous job. Maybe you will go broke from your addiction to things. Maybe you won't be in a situation that you like at all. Now these are the negative outcomes you will want to avoid at all costs. Or maybe even that doesn't get to you, so bribe yourself. Screen time only after your study hour is over. You can go out when you complete 4 such sessions. Or even just get a snack that you like, because your brain takes 23 minutes to get back from a distraction. So might as well just sit down on your breaks and give yourself time to actually relax. Let that be your positive external motivator, and check yourself, because you won't get ahead without self-control. So you might as well just build it. Or better yet, tell someone about your goals. or join the people who are on the same path as you. Study with the smart ones, even if you need to work twice as hard. And you will hate disappointing other people around you and taking up their time, so you will work hard. Or my favorite, put your money down. Get a course to do or get a gym membership or whatever it is that you're trying to get. You will be twice as motivated when you know that you have to make it worth it. I even consider signing up to courses with deadlines, because then you know that you're only going to get the certifications when you complete that course within that deadline. And when there's a timeline, you best believe that you will do it. But if at any point you think maybe not doing those things won't kill me, and the stress starts not getting to you, and you think that it is not worth your sacrifice, make those sacrifices smaller. Do only 15 minutes of a workout instead of an hour, or call up a friend of yours when you're on a walk. Play your favorite music when you study, and you will start to enjoy the process too. Put visual cues like reminders on your post-it notes in front of you, or write them on your phone in your notes like I do. I even have a journal in which I write down my tasks, but I always switch between those things, because when you start putting visual cues only in one place, or you type it only in your phone, there's going to be a time where you get used to seeing those things, and then your brain would not be so inclined to do it. It will just become background noise. And because now that I've already made the decision, regardless of how I feel, I'm going to have to do it. And I make tasks palatable for me. I only work for 20 minutes and then I decide if I want to carry on or not. And that reduces friction. Also, do the easiest thing first. That's not how I usually operate, but sometimes I just want a slow start. And so I sleep in more or prolong a coffee break before getting to the harder tasks. I prefer doing the harder tasks in morning, because that is when my brain is the sharpest. And then how do you decide what the easiest tasks for you are? They are your baseline tasks, like doing 15 minutes of stretching or cardio, regardless or not you want to do the whole hour of exercise. And have those smaller options as your default, like reading 10 pages even if you don't have homework or you don't want to study the whole day. And honestly, have a clear space and a clear mind. I am a victim of multitasking and always doing two things at once, hoping that I'm getting more done. But that is the worst thing that you can do for yourself, because when you're doing two things, you're not putting your 100% into either of them. And it was only after I effectively destroyed my attention span that I started to get this. Because even in a research paper, it was written that when you constantly switch between tasks, anything, like even the smallest distraction or a pin falling, will make you lose your focus. So filter out the irrelevant information and keep your distractions away when you are doing your thing. And lastly, let's talk about mindset. You need to stop having delusions about doing the same things and expecting different results. You need to know yourself and your limits and the information about how you need to get your goals. And it is often said that the sweet spot is having 40% to 70% information about the thing that you're trying to do, because any less than that and you are no longer interested in getting to your goal because you think it is futile, and any more than that you start overthinking about your own abilities. And also be bold. Like, I know Elon Musk isn't a very likable person and whatever, but one thing he is bold. Same goes with Kanye. And even if they fail, they do it very publicly. They aren't afraid of going big or going home. And I think that is the part that we also need to learn and implement into our lives, even if we do not look up to these people. And a broken record thing for me is having deadlines. They give you a clear guideline for how and when you need to structure your goals. And remember to make them realistic, and also have a leeway for yourself so that you don't overpromise and underdeliver. And you need to get all the help that you need. You need to get yourself all the resources, all the people, have your ducks in a row, and that will help you not give up even if you want to. So now, does your perfectionism paralyze feel a little easier to break out of? So no matter how many problems come across, no matter what bridges you have to burn down, no matter what seas you have to swim through, you need to get your goal just because you want to get to your goals. Yeah, that was a slight tangent, but do try these tips and let me know if any of it works for you in the comments down below. I have referenced the book Finish What You Start by the author Peter Hollins and a book review of Finish by John Akoff for this video. So I do recommend reading both whenever you can, because they definitely will help you. And with that, I'll see you guys next week. And I promise it will be next week and not next month. Bye.